guys want to do for 30 seconds?
Actually, 35.
Kim, wonderful dress.
Thank you.
Coming in a little bit. 34.
Hey, Kim, how are you?
Hi, Tracy. What a weird way for us to be today, huh? I'm live and you're not. All alone.
It's the world of technology. It's what makes everything work.
I guess.
So welcome everybody to the Connect Show. Today we are going to continue our conversation about building a foundation for your business. And like Kim said, we're half in the studio and half not in the studio. We have one guest today online and one guest today in person. So it's so cool that we could just make this work.
It's fun. It's fun. I also want to say good morning, everyone. And today we have a great lineup with our friend Debbie Curris, who's going to talk about business owner success upon startup. And then coming after Debbie, we have Jon Anderson, who will talk about the importance of networking.
And the Connect Show is brought to you by Connect Media Live, where we help businesses create bold and interesting marketing material to help you grow your audience. And Jon, what is our new number today of how much we are giving away? Oh, there it is.
Oh, nope. Keep going. Look at that. $14,193 is going to a small business owner.
That is so, I cannot believe how that is excelling so fast. That's so awesome. And we've still got 2 months to go.
I can't wait to see what this number is going to be. Like we talk about baby showers and bridal showers. And I will tell you that my baby shower and my bridal shower together, plus my wedding, I don't think was worth that amount.
You brought in that much money.
Bring it on. Bring it on. We also want to thank our sponsor, Expansive Workspace, where I am today. We broadcast live. Jon today added an awesome new logo that we got on the outside of outside of his studio. Expansive is a wonderful place to work and a great community to be a part of. And you get great water and coffee. I'm thirsty today.
You have water and coffee today?
Yeah, I'm thirsty. You're looking ghosty today.
Oh, my electricity is going in and out.
Uh-oh.
So, oh my gosh. As always, we're happy to have you on the Connect Show. And if you think of a topic that we should be discussing, please email us at theideas@theconnectshow.com. And Mitch, who do we have on the show today?
Oh boy. There we go.
There we go.
There he is.
I'm glad that you are not in shadow right now. We did see those lights flash though, so that'll be interesting. Excited for that. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, Kim. Really happy to be here today to introduce our guests and also to talk about corn because it's got the juice. It's like a big lump with knobs. That's a TikTok reference. If you know, you know. We'll get into TikTok marketing another week. Not today, but there's a big corn moment going on right now. Kim, just trust me on it. Just go with it. It's corn. Yeah. Have you ever seen a more beautiful thing? I don't know. So today joining us on the Connect Show as we are working to build our businesses, Debbie Curris is here. She is, she's the director in marketing. She started as the receptionist. She's the president of Sassy Inc. because she is that sassy. She's been working in the benefits industry for more than 25 years. She works with business startups. She works as a third-party administrator on pre-tax employee benefits. So basically, she's an HR guru. She knows all the stuff that when you talk about you're building your business and you have no idea how these things work, she knows how they work. So she's going to help us today, and she can help you as you grow your business. She's also a member of Professional Women of Wisconsin, PWOW. Just have to give that a shout out. And she's the volunteer coordinator of the Connect Show. So we get to interact with her a lot here at the Connect Show. So very excited. She's also very shy. So we'll bring her along, we'll ease her into the show. Very shy. So Jon Anderson is also here. And with Jon, communication is key. No doubt about it. He's had a strong career in banking, but when you talk to some bankers, they talk about money and they talk about finances, and he can talk about money and finances, but he wants to talk about relationships. When you talk about relationships and you talk about networking and you talk about communication, that's where Jon excels. And that's where he sets himself apart. He's involved with business banking at US Bank. He's the director of the Milwaukee Breakfast Club for networking, which is very cool. Breakfast is one of the 3 most important meals of the day. So you should go for it. He also has his 4th grandchild on the way. And while he admits he might not be the youngest grandparent alive, he is the youngest one at heart. So we're very excited for Debbie and Jon to be here today. Back to you, Tracy and Kim.
Where's my friend Tracy? There she is. Let's hope your power stays on, Tracy.
I know, that was kind of freaky. That was pretty freaky.
Don't worry.
Normally we don't have too many power losses anymore, but that was, and there's no bad weather, so I don't know. It should be, maybe it's just a little glitch.
It's the geese migrating. They're messing with your,
Mm-hmm. But the Connect Show is broadcast on LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live, so we can see your comments and we will share them in the show. In fact, I just left a comment to Mitch that I have seen those corn videos on TikTok and was beginning to wonder what the heck that was all about.
They're amazing.
Someone's got to send me the corn videos. Please send me the corn videos. I have no idea what this is.
Literally every other video on TikTok right now. It is.
I don't understand what the purpose of them are for, but there's definitely something about corn.
Right. So there was a little boy at a state fair who got interviewed and just talked about corn. And as happens on TikTok very often, a creator comes in and takes a funny interview and then sets it to music and makes it into a song. And this one, for whatever reason, has blown up. The last one that blew up like this, there was a line in season 4, episode 1 of Stranger Things. I don't know if you guys watch Stranger Things, but Jon does. There's an episode where Chrissy, who's a cheerleader, gets taken over and gets possessed, and someone's trying to wake her up. And he says, "Chrissy, wake up. I don't like this. Chrissy, wake up." And somebody made it into a song. It wasn't an original song, but it became a TikTok song. And they played it for the actor on Jimmy Fallon, and he loved it. This is the new Chrissy Wake Up. It's corn. It's like a big lump of knobs. It's got the juice. It's got the juice. But it's just another example of how a creative content creator can turn something you think is innocuous or meaningless and turn it into this viral sensation. And you never know what's going to hit. I'm sure somebody's writing a story about some other interview right now and nobody's watching it and nobody cares. This one hit, and corn talk is real.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go check out more of those videos. I remember that's similar to when they had that one thing out there that was said, I ain't got time for that or something. That just blew up just like that. Do you remember that one?
Nobody got time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Back to business. The Connect Show is a volunteer show. I'm a volunteer. Tracy's a volunteer. Jon's a volunteer. Debbie Curris is a volunteer. Mitch is a volunteer. And if you want to be a part of our volunteer team, please email us at ideas@theconnectshow.com. We love our team. We have a great time every single week getting together. So let's keep it going. There's something in my script. I don't know if that's really there.
Shannon Bose, and I have a business breakthrough business.
It looks like we have a volunteer video.
I get to be an ambassador for the Connect Show with Jon and Tracy. And part of my duties as an ambassador is I get to promote the show. And I also get to help book the guests. So each month we have a different theme. I try to find some guests that'll fit that theme. It's all kinds of fun. The other thing that I get to do is, as a business consultant, I love being able to help business owners. So I just want to help save you money. One of the big things right now is this cash discount where businesses are immediately adding to their bottom line by switching over to cash discount, where the people that pay cash pay less and the people that pay with a card get charged a fee, and that fee gets billed right to the customer, so you don't get the big bill at the end of the month. So some of my, restaurants that are struggling to manage all these, crazy food costs, to be able to instantly add, $1,500 a month to their bottom line just by making that one little tweak to their pricing, that's one of the things I can do. Or some businesses, they don't have a point of sale and they should, or they have a point of sale and they're not using it to its ability. I would love to teach you how to do that. One of my favorite things is the B2B people. If you are a business that is selling to a client that's never in front of you and you always have to take the card over the phone or online, and it's a business owner, there's stuff that you need to learn about level 3 processing. And if your processor isn't teaching you that, that's just money that's going in the toilet because the processor's not getting the money either. And you're just paying extra that you shouldn't have to if you were just trained on how to send that extra information that'll get your costs down. So Shannon with Breakthrough Business Advisors, if you have any needs in anything payment related, I would be glad to take a look at it. I'm sure there's a link below.
Check it out. Check it out. Thank you, Shannon. She is one of our great volunteers for the show, and we always love to have Shannon around. She's a good time. So
yes. And she's also, did you say she was a volunteer for the show?
Yes. Awesome. She is a volunteer. Yeah.
So to get our conversation started today, Miss Kim, what is your favorite kind of networking event? I like all of them, but we have to figure out what our favorite is. This is a super hard question.
This question is so rude. I love all networking. Networking has built my business to be everything that it is now. I just started my business a year ago and couldn't be happier with where I am right now. And I don't see an end in the future, which I love. I do a lot of Zoom networking with you with Small Business Milwaukee. You have a ton of events. I mean, we have at least 2 to 3 every single week, which is great. And we definitely want to hear, we have on Fridays. Okay, so that makes it 3 because, Connect Media Live has a networking event. Our mastermind event is great. I run networking events in person twice a month for Business Over Breakfast, and now adding twice a month for Professional Women of Wisconsin, which was started by Debbie Curris.
Right.
And we're doing a lunch and an evening networking event with that. How do I even, you tell us, what's your favorite, Tracy?
That's what I said. How can anybody possibly answer that question? I have every single one I go to, they have different benefits. Sometimes if the group is really large, which can be very beneficial in meeting a few people you've never met before, putting yourself out there a little bit, getting more comfortable talking to people that, that might be at different levels in their business. That's all great experience. But then bringing it all the way down to like the think tanks where it's like a mastermind experience where you're really getting to know people on a more intimate personal level about their personal lives, their business lives, and you're brainstorming different business topics. I mean, everywhere in between there. Chamber events are great. I mean, women's networking groups are great because if you're a woman, obviously, why don't they have ones that are just for guys? Would that be considered like a thing?
I think you're going on a rabbit hole with that question. I don't know. I personally think it would be fair. Don't they kind of have?
They must have something out there just for guys.
They have.
But we just don't know of any.
But I literally cannot pick a favorite event. I really can't. I don't. Just like you said, there's value in every single event that I attend. And, my favorite hashtag collaboration, not competition. So I love to attend other people's events, not just mine. I welcome other people talking about their events at my events because you're always running into different people, can attend all
Mhm.
different things for different reasons, schedules, all that stuff. So
Right. We say more the better. Just
yeah.
if you're thinking about having a networking event, you should just go start it. Just go do
And
it.
I gave a
'Cause they are lot of
networking
fun.
report when the show first started every week, and love to talk about other people's networking events. And bringing them on live was my favorite, because you could feel the passion from them on why they run the networking event and what that event does for them and the people that they bring together. Because it's anyone that runs a networking event, it's not about them. It's about
Right.
who they're bringing together.
We actually changed up our program plan for the Connect Show, and we're having all network event people in the month of October.
Yes.
To promote more local networking, even non-local, because with the Zoom and virtual events like this, like we're half online and half in studio, like there's so many opportunities out there that you could even go to bigger and different events that have live or online networking.
I guess if I'm gonna have to say a favorite, all right, I'm gonna pick a favorite type, which is probably 30 to 40 or under with the number of people, because for me, networking is about building relationships. And when you have groups of 100, you can't build relationships with every single one. And sometimes it's really hard to choose one or two people just to have a conversation with in a big group. So if I have to pick a favorite, that's what I'm picking.
How about the audience? Anybody on any one of our live places want to put something in the chat and let us know what your favorite thing about networking is, or your favorite group, or what you don't like about networking, anything to do with networking? If you want to leave us some comments, that would be awesome.
While we're waiting for comments to come in, we can always come back into it. Let's talk about our quote of the day. Do not be embarrassed by your failures. Learn from them and start again. Sir Richard Branson.
That is so very true, but scary at the same time.
And yesterday in one of your networking events, we talk about quotes and we dig deep into quotes and their meanings and what other people's thoughts are on the quotes. And what is the name of that event again? I'm drawing a blank.
That was perception. It's part of the think tank group.
Yes.
It's part of one of the topics for the think tank. We have all sorts of different topics in the think tank, but we do the perception one probably once a month because it's just so interesting and enjoyable to talk about all the different quotes that are out there and what they exactly mean to you and what your experience with that type of situation was. And we really dive deep into those.
Have you learned to not be embarrassed by your failures? Do you get embarrassed if you fail at something?
It depends on how big the failure is. Like if I knew ahead of time that I shouldn't have done that, but did it anyways, but then I got to figure out why it is that I did it anyways. But some of them, like if I know it's just like a growing pain, it's like, oh, I know it's because I overlooked that, or I know I just didn't have the time to spend it. If I know exactly why I made the mistake, but it happened anyways, then I just kind of tell myself, well, just don't do it next time. Just try to get better next time. And so I'm not too embarrassed by it. It depends on how big the mistake is, I think.
And sometimes too, learning from it, maybe learning to laugh at yourself with them, like, oh, that was dumb. Let's move on. Like just making a little bit of a joke on it.
Yep.
So
I don't think we have any comments
no
in the chat
comments. Yet. I got a thumbs down from John. Producer.
But John will let us know if we have any.
Yeah, absolutely will. There's plenty of time. We found that there's a little bit of a delay with comments, so keep them coming.
Yep. And I think next we're on to Rajiv.
We sure are. What do you have for us, Rajiv?
It's your reputation minute. Today we'll be talking about benign or malignant PII. What is PII? PII is personal identifiable information, also known as PII, because it's a lot easier to say PII than it is to say that. What do I mean by benign or malignant PII? So this is a true story. There was someone in the job market looking for a job and found her dream job from her dream company in her dream role. And at the last minute, after she got the offer was retracted by the company. And when she asked her executive recruiter why that was, she was informed that the company thought she was a criminal. She was baffled and was thinking, why would anyone think she was a criminal? But she did Google herself and found that there was somebody in her Google search that looked like her, had the same first name, different last name, and that person that appeared on Google had a criminal background. Now, this was on one of those sites like Truth Finder, People Finder, Redaris, etc. So it's not like the Wall Street Journal or New York Times did a story alleging she committed some kind of fraud or criminal act. But this was information from one of those seemingly benign places that publishes a lot of demographic information like people's name, address, their income, how many times they've been married, their relatives' names, siblings' names, etc. And one would think that this would not impact anyone, but in this case, it did some very real damage. And this is why we should Google ourselves and find out if what is connected to our Google search. Because if we see something that we don't like, we can do something about it and not have it impact future opportunity. Well, that was your Reputation Minute today. Back to you, Jon and Tracy.
Thank you, Rajiv. That was so informational. Every time he talks about his little moments there, they're so informational. Where did Kim go? Well, I guess we're moving on to our next guest. So Debbie Kiris is the president of SASI Incorporated, and she has been the employee benefits industry for more than 25 years. SASI, or SASI, ranks among the nation's premier third-party administrators and record keepers. SASI specializes in Section 125 cafeteria plans, which are FSAs. There's a lot of acronyms coming, you guys. Section 132 transportation programs, which are Section 105 health and reimbursement plans, which are HRAs. Section 223 health saving account HSAs, and qualified defined contribution plans. The SASI team has pioneered a new way to administer and manage these plans. What makes SASI the leader in their industry? SASI provides stellar and personalized customer service and seamless administration to every client. Each team player plays a significant role in using their industry knowledge and experience to serve their clients in the best way that works for them. SASI has a tenacious commitment to the administration of the plans they service. Their focus is not to sell their products, but to help clients. Welcome, Debbie, to the show.
Hi, Tracy. Thank you for having me.
There she is.
Wow, I'm like so big on the screen.
So, our question of the day is, what's your favorite kind of networking event? Can you point out a specific one that's
online and on Zoom? I really like them. And I like the smaller groups so I can get to know the people more, what they do, how we can connect. It's easier to schedule one-on-ones, and it's easier once you have those relationships to send referrals and, point people in the right direction if they're looking for something.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So with your experience with your business being in it for 25 years, do you recommend that people create or modify their original plans? And you've done some work with business plans, so you've got a little bit of a background in this whole starting your business process.
Oh, absolutely. It's always good to go back to your original plan. Because what you think might work doesn't necessarily work. Sometimes you have to step back and like, okay, technology's changed. Let's, move in this direction. Let's, for me, I stopped doing a certain plan. It wasn't, I want to do something good and I want to be the best and be able to service my client the best. if I can't devote 100% to it, so, that might not be a good fit for me. And sometimes you find that out after the fact. So you need to step back and, look to see what's in your business model. And it's okay to make a change along the way. There's nothing set in stone. It's your business, your vision.
I suppose you have to really kind of check and see if it's worth to change your plan, but sometimes you change your plan so often you have to go back to that original one, or you're going to totally be doing something that wasn't.
Well, you always have your core values, and you always know what your end result is. It's just how you're going to get there. What technology changes. If you would have told me 20 years ago, I would have had a mobile app and offering debit cards, and I would have thought you were nuts. And I mean, who would have thought? But here we are offering electronic wallets, and it's like there's always something new. And just when I think like, okay, we are at the curve of technology, and boom, something else comes along. So technology is constantly changing, and that changes the way you do business most of the time.
Mm-hmm. So business plans used to be like this big, long, like 30 pages worth of stuff. I mean, when I started my business, I did not do a business plan. I don't know how many people actually do business plans. How important is it?
Well, the business plan really comes important if you're looking for funding from the bank. Mm-hmm. So that's really why a lot of people do like a full business plan. If you're just starting your business, you don't necessarily have to have a full business plan, but I would definitely utilize the resources that are available on the SBA, because they have business plan templates, and you can pick and choose which categories that you want to use. But you do need to, make some decisions. How much is your startup going to be? What insurances are you going to need? What's your business entity? Are you going to be an LLC or an S Corp? These are all things that are big decisions that are going to impact your business along the way. And if you don't realize, because a lot of times people go into, hey, I'm going to start a business, not thinking anything that they might have to, have certain insurances, so it's always good to sit down and do your due diligence and do your research. And believe me, it will save you time in the long run. Because if you have to step back and go back to redo it after you already started running your business, it's a lot harder, so it's just important to, there's so many resources out there now with the internet. So you don't have to do a full business plan, but I would do parts of it, especially when it comes to startup cost and, writing down your basic goals, and so you know what to achieve.
Mm-hmm. And at least review their templates that they have out there so you can see. Yeah,
you don't have to do a full business plan. I know a lot of people don't do the time, but take the time and look to see what it is that you might need. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times people don't realize that they need it,
right? Or
that it would be valuable. Even sometimes when they read it, they don't realize. So it's good just to talk to somebody, talk to other business owners, hear what growing pains they went through, because we all go through them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So people are usually
good advice. Yep.
Yeah. People usually will share their story, and it will help you.
So what is another important part of the business plan that owners should focus
on? I think, your target market. Who are you going to market? Are there other businesses in the area that do the same thing? Who's your competition? Is your price point in place? These things change all the time. So just because you charge $4 for a coffee on Tuesday doesn't mean in 6 months it should still be $4. The cost of product might have went up. Things change. So always step back and review what's around you. If your business is local, you can look at your direct target market, look within, zip codes in the area. If you're doing something online, look at the competition. Maybe there's something out there that you didn't realize is available.
Yeah, that was a really hard part for me in the beginning, was to figure out the prices. Like, how much should I price my stuff? I researched all the competition, and that's challenging.
And that's still hard because you don't realize your value until you do it for a while. Mm-hmm. And then you feel comfortable, charging a certain price. If not, you feel like you need to prove yourself to everybody, even though you
Mhm.
don't, but you put that on yourself.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then after a while, and you build that confidence and you know your worth, you're able to go back and readjust your pricing.
Right. So far I've learned today that you should definitely start with a plan, but don't be afraid to change it. And go back to your original plan if you're getting totally out there and like
Yeah.
try to stay consistent with your original vision.
Yes, absolutely.
So what is the one thing that business owners should do ongoing?
I think, forecasting a budget, once a year, making sure that, you have enough clients to sustain your, monthly expenses, that you're going to meet payroll. If not, what are you going to do to change that?
Mm-hmm.
And, what do you got to do to get there? And sometimes it might be changing something, laying off somebody. And you don't want to find out when you're in the hole.
No, you don't want to find out
that's
then.
not fun. But so it's just one of those things. You just have to step back and do a budget. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate, but you kind of use an Excel spreadsheet, or even do it on paper. Write down your monthly expenses. This is what I'm bringing in. Okay, what do I need to do? And
Right.
Sometimes you just have to step back and make those hard decisions, because being a business owner is tough. The first time you have to lay off somebody because you don't have the business, that's a hard pill to swallow. Thank God I haven't been in that position yet. But I've been very blessed. So, I mean, during COVID, it was close. Yeah, but we all hung in there, and it's like,
that was a challenging time for everybody.
It was definitely a challenging time. It wasn't necessarily for us, because we were essential workers and we were able to work remotely if necessary. But, were our clients able to pay us is the question. You know what I mean? And so that it was a scary time. So
yeah, and then being versatile enough to be able to accommodate your clients in different ways during that time.
Yeah,
you really have to be resourceful and be able to change as different situations come up.
Absolutely.
So can you tell us a little bit about the networking group, because we're on the networking discussion today? Can you tell us a little bit about the networking group that you started that's once a month?
Sure. It's Professional Women of Wisconsin. We meet once a month, the fourth Tuesday of every month. It is now in person. Kim has stepped up to take over to help me out. And she is there running the meetings, and she's doing a great job. But you can find us on Meetup, Facebook. It's definitely worth checking into. It's an amazing group of people, and I guarantee you will not walk away unsatisfied. You're going to walk away feeling so energized and so motivated to, put that foot forward and push ahead. I've always left feeling like, oh my God, I'm so glad I went. Even though I might have been tired and dragging to go there, it was always worth it.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of them. I think I started going to your group like 5 years ago when it was at the Chancery.
Yeah, I mean, I started it in 2011, so that was a long time. Yeah. And it's still going, and it's like it's only getting bigger and stronger. It's just such an amazing group of people, and you see people when you surround yourself around people that want to succeed, and they're not about the drama. They're all business. It's a great feeling, because those are my people.
And the thing that's really cool about the Professional Women of Wisconsin is that it's professional women. You don't have to own a business.
No,
anybody working out there who's trying to do their career in any way, whether they're an employee or a manager or whatever they do, are totally welcome to come.
Yeah, or you could be looking for a job, or you're thinking about starting something. You would be surprised the amount of women that work full-time and have a side hustle. It's so motivating, because it's like, just when you think you're tired, it's like, man, this girl's working 16 hours. You know, it makes
our introductions are always like, I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, geez, I'm a slacker, so it's amazing. It's good to surround yourself by motivated people. It gives you that extra push to keep pushing.
It does. It does. Well, thank you so much today for joining us. Do you have any offers or anything you want to offer or give our audience today?
Yes, I have 2 giveaways. It's one of my favorite business books, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And then there's a 2-part to it because they offer these motivational cards, 52-week cards. So every week it's something different. So I want to offer those 2 things to somebody. I think it would be amazing. I love Stephen Covey.
Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to see who's going to be the lucky winner for that today. And you can find Debbie's information on the Connect Show website with theconnectshow.com/Debbie Kearse. And all of her contact info is on there. And thank you so much for coming on today, Debbie.
Thank you for having me. It was great. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think we are off to Mitch has a podcast tip today. I'm so excited to see this.
Hey everybody, Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder here with some podcasting tips that I want to share with all of the fans of the Connect Show with Jon and Tracy, and sometimes Kim. I like to throw Kim in there because she's on there sometimes, and so she deserves a shout out. I love podcasting and I love storytelling, and I want to help share that with you. And one of the things I hear a lot of people who want to get into podcasting, they're really worried about what equipment they have. And equipment matters. You don't want to use your computer. You always want to have at least a headphone microphone, if not a true microphone. But your equipment, while it does matter, isn't going to matter as much as the way you ask questions and the way you listen. Not the story you have to tell as the podcaster, but the questions you have for your guests, whether it's weekly, whether it's monthly, however often you're doing it. When you're having discussions, and I know you want to have freewheeling discussions that just happen organically, the better you listen, the more organically they're going to happen. So get rid of that list of questions you have for somebody. Have a theme, have a question or 2, but be curious. You have to be curious. You have to think less about telling your story and more about listening to somebody else's story. Because the more you listen, the more interesting you become as well. My name is Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder, with your podcasting tip of the day. Hope it helps, everybody.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, Mitch. And I think I want to remind everybody about the Connect Show baby shower that's happening October 18th. And Jon, what is our total again that we have for that? Is it almost 15,000?
Set out to get $10,000 to help one small business succeed. And we blew that out of the water, and we are now at $14,193 to help a small business in giving them the tools and resources they need to be successful, to grow, and to prosper. We'd like you to help us find a small business that we can give this donation to, give this small business shower to, and be a resource for small businesses to succeed. Click in the links below. We'd love to hear your suggestions.
I knew it was almost 15,000. That is so awesome. I can't wait to see who the winner's going to be. And next we have up our next guest. And Kim, are you there? You want to do the introduction for our next guest? There she is.
His vision is to help educate and direct both businesses and personal relationships in ways that will be beneficial. His mission is to communicate effectively and make connections that will add value to their lives. His career has been in the business and branch banking financial industry with over 25 years of experience in business banking, management, compliance and audit, depository treasury management, HR and payroll, credit card services, and credit card issuing, mortgage, consumer and lines. His latest educational accomplishment is obtaining the prestigious American Bankers Association certification in business and commercial lending in 2021. Along with the Dale Carnegie course Skills for Success in 2022. So just keep on learning. I love it. Welcome, Jon. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's great to finally meet you in person. I'm going to start off with the question of the day. What's your favorite networking event type or anything? Let's go right into it. The question of the day.
I will tell you, I started out first time ever in Zoom back in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I hated it. I did not want to click that video on button. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I finally did do it, and I've dived in. I do enjoy it. I see myself in the camera, and I don't mind that anymore.
Yeah, we get used to it, right?
And I've also followed a couple rules, like you don't, there's just things that you don't do, like be too low or too, all the fun stuff. So I enjoy it now and love that way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the in-person one the most. I do that regularly. I've been doing that since 2014, and it's fun. And meeting people, I like meeting people in person.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have a choice, that's my preference. And what you said was true too. 30 to 40 is my magic number.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I just think that you're not going to build that great relationship the first time with 30 to 40, but you hope that you get to meet them back again, or maybe another event or whatever. And, you're going to find your people, and not everyone's going to be perfect for each other, right? But you find the people and you really build the relationship. And I think it strengthens anyone's business.
Right.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I call it quality versus quantity.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been to the networking groups that were way too large, and it's very hard to decide where you're going to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Where with the group that I particularly have, we have a format that it's hard to not get connected.
I love it.
And participate in it. And that's what I do recommend if you're going to be a part of any networking is you're going to be there, so take the time to participate.
I love it. I've been attending the PWOW that Debbie talked about for 6-7 years, and she has been such an inspiration to me, and just the way that she ran the networking event, and I have just really loved her flow, and I've kind of followed it with other networking events. It's not about here, everybody pass your business card around in a circle and now you're on each other's mailing lists. It's building the relationship, feeling comfortable that you're going to be able to say, hey, I really know this person and I feel comfortable referring you to somebody. Not just, let me flip through my 500 business cards. Oh, I know a plumber. Here, try this one. You actually have built the relationship and like and trust that person to be able to refer them on.
Right.
So it's
yes.
great.
Yeah. For the question that you were asking, I absolutely love the name of your show, the Connect Show, because that is a primary function of what you do to, first of all, you connect, but you meet people. And I just had a manager say literally today on a call that you should take your time and do the stuff that you need to do, the paperwork, the fun stuff, which, but you should balance it out with meeting people, and you should make a point of meeting at least 2 people a day.
Yeah.
And if you do that over time, you'll build up relationships, which is what the the Connect Show does, is it builds relationships. I know Tracy from networking for several years, and I've met you now, and I've met Jon and Mitch, and it's meeting people is so important to do. And just because you may not be able to do business with me, you still know people. And the people that you know may fit the mold for how I can add value to them. And
exactly.
So building relationships is important. There's a lot of points to doing it. Affordably is the first one. Particularly, there's a lot of new businesses, and a lot of new businesses fail today because they don't have a business plan, which you guys were talking about earlier. If you are going to beat that 50% threshold of failing or not failing, you should have a business plan. So I love the first part that I heard earlier. You got to have a business plan. And a part of that business plan should be, I call networking. And I think networking is very important to do, because if you don't build the connections, you're going to you can build it, as I say, build it and they'll come. That's not true. You have to go out and get the business. And then,
so would you say that's an affordable way to promote your business in the community and also networking, or what's your first tip on that?
To promote your business, participate in networking. Just for example, I have an MBC Networking Group. They meet twice a month. It's a free group. It doesn't cost you anything to go. It's at a breakfast, and it's local right in town here in West Dallas. And if you want more information, check me out on LinkedIn or check on the show here.
I mean, you can feel free to blab about it and say the name of the group and everything.
Well, MBCNetworking.com is the website, and it's a great website. A lot of participation in helping to keep the group free. So I also meet at, just like you have this place and the expense of it, we meet at the Palace Restaurant in a reserved space that costs $250 a meeting. And having a free group, we can't have that. So the restaurant, they actually provide that space for free, which is just awesome. So if I could say that, it is the Palace Restaurant.
I love that for sure, of course.
And they are a great group of people. There's a girl named Amanda. Amanda, she's the one that got us in there for free, got us in the right spot, and we have plenty of room to grow, so you can sit comfortably, as many people as do come. So free is the first thing. Taking the time to plan for yourself. You do usually in networking groups, you're allowed a minute or a half minute or whatever time it is, and you should think about what you're going to say. And I don't recommend you do the whole sales pitch to do in 1 minute, because you can't sell a business and say, I'm going to do business with you, Kim. I've talked for a minute. Will you please sign here? You can't do that.
You got to keep them wanting to come back for more. Yeah.
But what you do in that minute, we have a special part in our meeting to keep it interesting. We have a question of the day too, just like you guys did today. What networking group do you prefer? We have a question that we come up with too, and you incorporate it in that minute just to get people to know you. We pass around a business card box where you can pull out business cards from the people in the group and choose who you want to connect with. And even at the end of the meeting now, we follow a formatted agenda, which is fun, and people sign up for each of the positions. So you don't hear me talk for the whole hour and a half. I do as minimal as I can. And I do love speaking, and believe me, in that minute, it's hard to be done in a minute.
Sure.
And originally, the number one fear, or the reason why people won't do networking, is because they are afraid or they're fear. And you said, oh, it's your number one favorite thing. That's not the general consensus. I can tell by the sign-up sheet, even people that have been a part of the group for a while, they don't want to stand up in front of the group too long. They don't mind it for a minute.
My name is Shannon Bose, and I have
to think about it. But this is a friendly group. It's people that you do build relationships and you get to know, and you actually can build your own skill set in being able to do public speaking. So if you come on the Connect show, you won't be too embarrassed or too shy.
I love that.
Yes.
We do that in some other networking meetings. We have, a featured speaker, but I totally know what you're saying. When you have a group of 30 people that come every single month, but you only have 5 that want to sign up to be that, 10-minute speaker or whatever it is. They don't want to go beyond that minute, but they want to hear everything because they're still coming. So it's pretty interesting.
Yes. Yeah, and you do have a regular core base group of people that come, but you also have new people that come every time. And that's what keeps it interesting too, is because even at the end of the meeting, we ask what they thought of the meeting, and we take their suggestions sometimes and improve what we're doing. So it's very cool.
I love it. Yeah. What does B2B networking mean?
Well, the simple answer is it's business to business networking. But diving in a little bit further, you as a business owner, you have what you call business to consumer or business to customer relationships. And what that means is you talk to the person, you do the whole presentation, you do business with them, and they like you and they trust you. And based on liking you and trusting you and working with you, they'll refer business to you. So that's very important when it comes to business to customer. Yes. But when it's business to business, you're building relationships with the people that you work with, whether they're vendors or networking, whether it's part of the groups, many of the groups that I've heard that you guys are all part of. Those are all people that you build relationships, they're businesses. You have your business. As I learn more about what you do, I'll be able to refer to other people your services, because I may not be able to use them myself for my own business type, but I know plenty of people that could benefit from what you provide. And as long as the better I get to know you, the easier that will be to do.
You feel that comfort level.
Yeah. Is very much connecting with other businesses. And plus trusting you. And if I can be a business to customer, if I can do business with you myself, I can also be business to business and do it on a business level as well.
I think that's extremely important. And really business just in general, you mentioned one key word that I love is referrals.
Yes.
Because you're not constantly chasing the next person. If you're doing good business, referrals are going to come to you from other business owners or from your customers. So building that constant base, I love that. Referral is a huge keyword.
Absolutely.
For me. Huge keyword.
Yes. One of the things I did meet with Tracy beforehand and talking on this, and one of the things that she asked me is, how do I keep the attendance in our group 30 to 40 each time?
Mm-hmm.
And you can get to come to it for free, and it doesn't cost you anything. And if you get value out of it, then you'll keep coming. But if you don't see the value in it or understand it or think it applies to you, and you just want to do your sales pitch and say, here, sign here, well, that might not be the best fit for you. But there's a lot of options and a lot of networking groups out there today. And I've heard so many just listening to the show so far. I didn't even think of some of them. Mm-hmm. But a lot of those are great tools to use if a particular networking doesn't fit. So you can join a chamber, you can join a networking, my networking group, or a BNI networking group, or women to women. There's a lot of different tools or ways that you can connect with people. Keeping it to 30 to 40, it isn't anything that I do. It's actually the participation of everybody within the group. And one of the things that I appreciate the most about this group that I'm in, that I'm promoting, is they are what make this group what it is. Just like all of your volunteers here make this Connect Show what it is. It isn't one person that's the superstar or anything like that. It's everyone working together to achieve a common goal and add value to each other's lives.
That's so important, adding value to each other's lives. Yeah. It's not about what you get out of the networking event. For me, it's just not how many clients am I going to walk out with? And maybe that's why I love so many different networking events. Yeah. It's about who I can refer out later. It really is more about that, because the clients are going to come their way regardless. And I hope so. I hope my business stays going.
Of course.
The clients are going to continue to flow in, hopefully naturally, because of the relationships that we're working on building. But I love that you can keep that 30 to 40 because you are providing value. Mm-hmm. You're providing a service by letting other people provide value as well. It's not all about John Anderson.
Correct.
You form the group, you hold the group, you make sure the things happen. And I'm also a really big promoter in the networking events that I attend and that I help put together. We support another local business in the area. And you and I talk a little bit about this. People don't know this, but we work a little together with a local chamber. Mm-hmm. And it's very important to me that I don't host an event at a chain restaurant. It's not that I don't want to go eat at a chain restaurant or anything like that, but I really want to help those smaller businesses that don't get the big corporate funding. They're really, really focusing on what's coming in from the community.
Absolutely.
So I think you're doing that obviously with yours going at the Palace, and I think that that's great.
Yeah,
it's
a lot of fun, and you get out of it what you put into it. And I absolutely love connecting with people. Meeting people is the best advice I could give you to be successful with any business that you do.
Yeah. Oh, I love networking. So I literally could talk about this all day long. Sorry for the clapping. But I want to thank you, Jon, for coming on. And do you have any special offers or any special events? Again, you can talk about your networking groups or anything you want to give to our audience today that's watching us live now or that watches us in the future.
We do meet the second and fourth Tuesday of each month, and it is at the Palace Restaurant in West Dallas, 7:30 to 9. And it's a very nice format. The thing that I would like to offer is anyone that does reach out to me, I will treat them to breakfast for the first meeting. And it does need to be someone I haven't already connected with, so please keep that in mind. But I appreciate so much what you guys do, being a part and being able to come on the show today. I feel connected to everyone here, and we all have a very common goal of reaching out to the community and adding value in ways that we can.
I love that so much. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I really think we could talk for hours about the same situation. But Jon does have a page on our website, connectshow.com/Jon Anderson. So definitely check that out. Connect with him. Attend his breakfast club. Half of the volunteers here for the show, by the way, go to the breakfast club. I don't know if you know that, but I know Tracy goes, Shannon goes, our lovely Mary Kay Sandra goes.
Yes, Sandra.
So there are a tremendous amount. And when I can get my tush in that area by 7:30 in the morning, I plan to go.
You will love
So I know I will, and I look forward to it. So thank you so much, Jon.
Yep, absolutely. It's great to be on today.
Yes, absolutely. Tracy, where is our Tracy? Is she going to come join us?
Ding.
She's here. Look at. I know. Do you have anything that you just want to say to Jon really quick before we move on to finishing up the show?
I really enjoy Jon's morning breakfast networking events. I've been going for, I think it was about, I was introduced to them maybe about 6 months before the pandemic. I think I did a couple of the online ones, and now that we're back in person again, I think I've been making it back for like the last 6 months or so. But there's a great group of people there. So if you are local, I would just suggest checking out his breakfast networking event. So.
She always goes to the networking event right before the Connect show. Pretty much she has her schedule so she can go to that event. That's how I know it's awesome, because I trust what Tracy is doing also. So speaking of networking, the Connect Show Mastermind this month, we love our mastermind group. We are talking all about accountability. We're doing a different topic every week. We set a goal, we work on that goal, and we hold each other accountable for that goal. So if you didn't achieve the goal, don't not show up. We'll scold you a little bit, but we'll help you with your goal for the next week. But it has really become a tremendous group, and anyone is welcome to continue to join us on Friday mornings at 10 a.m. on Zoom. Even if you don't like Zoom, there are people that don't like Zoom that come on. Just say it.
Yeah, it has pushed me to get some things done that I don't think I would have regularly gotten done. So if you're needing that extra push and you want to come see us, we'll be there.
Yeah, and if you don't have a goal for yourself, we'll help you set one. Let me tell you, we'll tell you, like, oh, well, you've been talking about this for the last hour. I think this might be a great goal for you.
Yes, exactly. So, and then thanks to everybody for coming today. Join us next week for our first show of, actually, this is our last, next week is our last show of season 2 of the Connect Show. It'll be episode 52. And I'm so excited that we have not missed a show any week, even through all of the pandemic changes, everything. We have always gone live every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central. So I think we deserve a great, we should feel good about that. And next week we have on Katie Nelson and Jenna Ehlers as we move into our new month of mindset coaching. So it's going to be all about your mindset and how in different areas of coaching. Jenna is a wellness coach and Katie is a business coach. She focuses more on the sales side of things. So we're really going to dive into 2 totally different topics, but the core thing is the mindset is where you got to start with both of those things. And sales, I mean, money and wellness are right up at the top for me. I don't know about you, Kim.
Yeah, I mean, got to be well, or you're not
got to have money and you got to be well. I mean,
let's do it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on the show today. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Jon. Please help our community grow by reaching out, inviting one person that you feel might benefit from being a part of this journey. Please like, subscribe, and if you are on our social, this little act goes a long way in the reach. And if you like something you saw, please comment. Even after the fact, we still see it. We can still collaborate with it, and we will see you again soon. How about that business shower to end it off, huh? I just threw Jon for a loop.
He's just getting adjusted.
$10,000 to help.
10,000.
There you go.
$14,193 small business shower. Check out some of the logos of people that have already donated. We're going to hit 15,000.
We will definitely hit 15,000.
We're going to hit 15,000. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We'll see you
Bye,
next week.
guys.